Well, if you have me again, I'd love to discuss Montana.
No, we have to say it right now.
uh,
Listen, we'll go for two and a,
is there time? Is there time?
There's no. We never have to. I could talk all night if I wanted to.
Oh, okay, cool.
There's no time I have to end. People are still watching us somehow, so
Word.
fine. What tour was it? This is Gotham Road tour.
I believe so. God damn, who the fuck was on tour with us at that time? It was not the first or the. I feel like it was the third out. Was Bob there?
I don't think so.
Who the fuck? Wait, this was Job.
So
Ain't
yes.
Job.
So Germs was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But Germs didn't come with us. So
no, nobody came with us. They were like, "You stupid motherfuckers! You could have gotten raped."
So the tour goes from usually there's a big lull between Washington State and wherever the fuck we're going next. And at that time we were heading east and we just stopped someplace in the middle of fucking nowhere, Montana. It wasn't even a major city.
Yeah, it was like probably about 100 miles outside of Butte.
Yeah. So it
was also Butte.
Right. Right. And we decide that we have driven enough. We can't drive anymore. We're not staying at a hotel. We're fucking crashing in the van. We had the RV back then. That was a Winnebago. Right. So this is where we're sleeping. It was a fucking gas station with a casino in it.
It was a gas station with a casino in it. Yep.
And we're like, yo,
what the fuck do we do?
I'm gonna lose my fucking
East Bumblefuck, Montana.
Yeah. So we had opened up the trailer and I was playing like acoustic guitar. We were just like jamming out kind of with the trailer open. And this fucking dude that looked and sounded like George Carlin.
Yeah.
Like he was George Carlin. He might have been George Carlin.
He could have been. He was either like George Carlin or his brother.
Right. I'm gonna clip this story. We should have told this story sooner, but I'm gonna clip this story and just have this like on its own. So whatever.
Dude, we could probably had a whole fucking show about this story.
This is another one of those stories where I don't like telling it because the end of it is so fucking not believable that I don't tell it. But like since you were there with me, you absolutely know that it was real. 100% real. So, all right. So I'm jamming out the fucking thing. This guy comes strolling up. He's like, "Oh, y'all in a band? You guys in a band? Fucking." Just the way he talked, it sounded like he drank motor oil for fucking 8 years straight.
He did. I'm pretty sure he did. Y'all like you're like the next Eric Clapton.
Right. So we get to talking. This guy is fucking fully enamored with the fact that we're a touring band. He was bullshitting with us for a while. And I'm playing, like, he's, like, named songs. I'm playing them, fucking. He's like, well, we're at a fucking gas station right now, boys. You guys want to fucking do something fun? You want to go fucking bar hopping or something? I'm like, where?
Not only that, though, but precursor to that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Everyone thought that he was creepy and went inside and pretended to fall asleep.
That's right.
Except for me and you.
That's right. Everyone slowly walked away. Like, they got their fucking weirdo radar.
Yeah.
Like, and because everyone was kind of hanging out with us back there. Like, there was literally nothing to fucking do. So we were all hanging out at the trailer.
Beautiful scenery. There was, like, wild chipmunks and shit.
Right. This guy comes fucking up. Everyone gets their weirdo radar and leaves. They drop like flies, one by one, until it's just me and Brian. And finally, we're just the three of us are looking around like, "You guys want a drink?" Yup.
Yeah. Let's do something fun. I'll bring you around town.
Right. And we're like, and we're like, what town? Like, I don't
Yeah.
see anything.
I see desert for 100 miles each direction.
Right. And remember he was telling us, like, there's people up there, they got fucking their bowels. You better not fucking step foot outside of this parking lot. Everyone's
You'll disappear.
You'll disappear. Right?
Yeah.
That's right.
And we still got into a car with him?
We got into a car with this man. And this man drove us. I'm so happy you were there and went.
He drove us
if it was
100 miles an hour down a fucking dirt road.
If it was anyone else, it would not have ended up the way it ended up. Like if it was anyone else, we would like, if we went to the first bar, that would have been it.
Right.
But it was you, so.
Well, if you remember, so the first bar, you know, it basically was like there was a pool table and enough room for 25 people in there, but there were 50 people in there.
Right.
And this guy was a pool shark to boot. He finished the game with the other end of the stick, with the rubber end of the stick.
Right.
And then the guy who he beat was like, oh, this motherfucker. He gets all up in his face and like, I think there was a knife involved, and he's like, I will kill this motherfucker.
And they all talked.
What would you like
him.
to drink?
Yeah, they were all friends, and they all talked the same.
Yep. Yep.
He did threaten that guy's like, I will kill this motherfucker.
What would you like to drink?
What would you like to drink? And then, yeah. And he bought rounds of shot, and now I was like, all right, I'll buy rounds of shots too. Let's go. Let's fucking do this.
And then he's like, all right, I'm done with this place. Let's go to the next place. And then another 100-mile-an-hour fucking in his Honda fucking Civic from 1979. And then that's when he told us the story of how drinking and driving is technically illegal here because the government doesn't pave the streets. Do you remember that shit?
Right. Yeah.
He's like, well, you know, it doesn't really matter as long as you don't get into a crash because the government doesn't pay to pave these streets. As you see, they're all dirt roads. And that's how I'm driving 100 miles. And he's like driving 100 miles an hour looking back at me.
He's not looking at the road. He's looking at
us.
Oh,
let me tell you a story about this. And fucking we're gonna die. We're gonna die. We probably might die. And then we get to the next place.
You know, it's just that look in the back seat where you're just like,
yeah. Where you're like, oh, there could be a child in front of me or a bear. I don't fucking care. It doesn't matter. And then we get to the next place. And that's where the thing happened.
Right. So, who's at the bar, Brian? And how did we notice him?
So we go up to the jukebox, and we're being those people that are not from here,
right?
But we want to hear heavier music.
We're gonna take over the jukebox.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Like I forget what they were playing at the time. It was like on the line of country / whatever the fuck. And we're like playing Ozzy and fucking this and that, blah blah blah. And we're sitting at the bar after we play all this music, and there's a guy sitting right there. And we're like, yo, is that the guy? Is that the guy for Men at Work?
Yep.
Yo, that is the guy from Men at Work. What the fuck? And we're like talking to the bartender, and he's like, yeah, he lives right in town here. He lives right in town. And we're like, oh fuck. So we go back to the jukebox.
You know, in your older age, you look like these people.
Not yet. God damn it. So
Is that Effie just
Thank
bringing
you.
you fucking beverages?
Yeah, that was very nice of Effie. Yeah, she came out to smoke. I asked her for a beverage.
Effie, let me see your face.
Ah, she's already back inside.
Ah,
She's one of the best ever, for real. Like, who else would do that? Thank you.
right.
I love you. So this motherfucker, us motherfuckers, go up to the jukebox
Well, this is the guy from Men at Work.
and we play
Might as well play.
a fucking Men at Work song.
Right.
So then we go back to the bar where we were, and there's, probably one or two songs before that song comes on that we already played. And we're sitting there next to the guy at Men at Work. And then Men at Work starts playing.
Right.
And he almost was like, at first he was like, oh man, someone actually played this? Cool. And like, he's sitting there and saying whatever. And then like, Loki looks over to me and he goes, huh, at least we're not one of those one-hit wonder bands like Men at Work. This motherfucker had a shot and a beer and just fucking threw it on the bar and bounces the fuck out. Ensues me and Loki fucking hysterically laughing. And then everyone else in the bar looking at us like we're assholes.
I was.
Which I mean, I was.
And it was Land Down Under.
With you. And I'm pretty sure I was like drunkenly singing like, give you a Vegemite sandwich. And I was like, oh, you fucking.
Because no, by that point we were legitimately fucking hammered. Because the first place it was just round of shots after shots after shots. Like,
yeah,
these people were no joke.
No,
because they made it like a competition. Like, oh, what do these kids know about drinking?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll show you a thing or two about drinking.
No, we showed them. They showed us also.
Right.
We were pretty much. I mean, I'm pretty good at drinking. You're pretty good at drinking.
We are pretty. Actually, that's been a saying for quite a while now. We are pretty good at drinking.
So, I mean, in turn, of course, we will take your fucking offer to go with Redneck Montana George Carlin,
right? To
go see what this is all about. And I honestly forget what happened when we got back to camp because I was so fucked up. But they were like, because we didn't even tell anyone we were going anywhere.
That's right.
Like,
we did not tell a
all
soul.
Of a sudden, we just weren't there.
This guy asked us if we wanted to drink. We said yes and jumped in a car with him. We told no one.
Yep.
We told no one.
Yep.
I didn't tell Michael. We didn't tell Joe.
No one had the slightest bit of clue to where we had went. So we were in the middle of fucking East Bumblefuck, Montana.
Yeah.
Talking to this weird dude that everybody was like, oh, this is weird. And then all of a sudden, me and Loki weren't there.
We disappeared. And bar hopping takes
4 or 5 hours later.
Yeah, this is not just like, oh, we went to a bar, went to another bar, we were back in an hour and a half. No. This is hours.
We spent time.
Yeah.
We spent time.
We put in some work.
Yeah. And so, like I said, I don't fully remember what happened when we got back, but I knew that people were like, what the fuck?
Yeah. You know where
like,
you are?
what the actual fuck? They're like, you could have died out there.
Yeah.
And we were like, yeah, that's what he told us.